What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Energy Web Token. Now, the reason this is particularly relevant right now is COP27 is obviously happening. We're looking at effectively what governments are aiming to do, what the point of it is, and how Energy Web Token can fit into the goals that governments worldwide have. This goes a long way towards why I believe Energy Web Token can do some serious gains. This is probably something that you haven't heard before, or certainly within the wider context. Also, guys, Binance FTX drama continues, and it is continuously kicking the market's ass. So we've got to take a look at what is exactly happening there, because the ramifications have been an enormous market drop over the past sort of 48 hours. So I'll get into that as well. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, you're probably going, James, don't know who you are. Why should I listen to you? All fair points. There's a lot of crypto YouTube channels out there. These are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. They're actually the first 26 coins I held when I made this channel. Now, had you put in $100 into each of these coins when I released videos about them, and as an investor, you've done everything wrong. You ignored them, you forgot about them, you didn't sell them, you just rode them down into a recession. You'd still doing every single possible thing wrong, being profit for around 8.8K. But if you'd done the right things, if you'd sold these coins last year when the markets were massively high, you could have made 123K. It's a staggeringly large difference between the right thing and the wrong thing. Now, I sold these coins last year. These are not the coins I own. If you want to see the coins I own, you can go to copymycrypto.com. And if you go read that site, it is where I share my entire portfolio. I share every coin I buy. I share every coin I sell. We have beginners step-by-step tutorials. So anyone that's new to crypto can use them to start getting in, figuring out how to do it. Guys, I've been in this market for about 8 years. I deep dive into these coins. I find the coins that I think are going to do significant gains, like Phantom, where I said it would do 100x and it did 677. I'm always looking for those kind of coins. When I find them, I'm just going to jump onto the site and tell the members, this is what I'm getting in on. This is why. This is the next big thing. And it saves you guys diving in and doing your research. I mean, you can obviously, but you can also just copy along. It's as easy as that. And everything's verifiable on the site because it's all on the YouTube history. So go take a look now. Links in the description. So Energy Web Token. Currently priced at like $3.42. Hit highs of 21 bucks basically last year. I genuinely believe this is one that has a real shot of like $50 or more, which would put it on current supply around a market cap of $1.5 billion. Now, Energy Web is the operational token for Energy Web Chain, which is designed to support and further develop the energy sector. The whole premise is that it's a non-profit enterprise that's behind the project, and their aim is to bring innovation, diversity, excitement to the energy sector by allowing developers to create decentralized apps. The virtual machine has the potential to benefit all actors from all areas of energetics, including grid operators, software developers, and vendors. And that's important. What we have right now is a very unfortunate situation where conglomerates own energy and we're all getting wrecked by them. And Energy Web Token is a joint project between the Rocky Mountain Institute and Grid Singularity. And obviously Rocky Mountain Institute is a massive name in the research and development sector of the energy sector. They're a huge think tank. And by creating the Energy Web Chain, the Rocky Mountain Institute hope to utilize the decentralized tech to help people power the energy sector and develop new solutions where we're not necessarily going to be at the mercy of these huge energy conglomerates. Now, they're building the operating systems for the energy grids. They're looking at powering the zero carbon economy. Their mission is about decarbonization of the global economy. This is a huge narrative. This whole thing is about trying to figure out or trying to deal with something that every country on the planet are effectively looking at, which is climate. And whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it, whether you believe this data, whether you don't believe the data, here's the reality. Every country is committed to trying to drop the temperatures. COP26, the countries agreed on the ambitious target of limiting global temperature rises to 1.5% rather than the much dangerous 2 degrees limit. And the aims of COP27 are effectively implementation of the climate policies. So experts point out climate action can address the energy, food, and climate crises together. Broken promises on cash will continue to plague the negotiations. A target set in 2009 by rich countries to channel 100 billion a year by 2020 to poor countries to help them cut their emissions have not been met, to the anger of many of the developing nations. Obviously, we've seen flooding ravage Pakistan. We've seen crazy issues in Ukraine. And COP27, the aim is to figure out an accurate and sensible implementation of policies that could help to address said issues. Right? So, Energy Web Token fits very, very nicely into this. They've already got 100 partners. They've got 50 odd projects across 25 countries. They are working with some of the biggest energy users on the planet, EDF, E.ON, to name a couple. And the mission is, like I said, decarbonisation of the atmosphere and build operating systems for the energy grids. And utilising them could be very, very useful in terms of reducing costs as well for anyone that's utilising the energy from those grids. Because data can be more readily transmitted, readily stored. Administrative costs should go down dramatically. There's some serious potential here. There's some legitimately serious potential. The biggest thing that these guys have to do is start partnering with governments. Now, it's a big ask. I'm well aware that's a big ask, what I'm actually saying. But you can see the ecosystem's growing really well. In a very short space of time. They're working with big energy companies, as Shell, as an example. Shell's huge, right? They're working with big ass energy companies across the world. You don't build these partnerships with ease. So they've obviously shown that their solutions work and can benefit the companies as well as the individuals that use those energy grids. While I'm not a fan of these energy companies, the fact that Energy Web Token partnered with the energy companies shows that the energy companies see value in this too. $50, that'd be 1.5 billion market cap on a sector that has to grow and innovate for governments to hit the target points that they want to hit. This has got enormous potential to do something special. Now, it could still drop quite dramatically in terms of price because, well, hell, the markets are in a state of flux. But even from where it is right now, you're looking at like a 16-ish times gain to get to $50. But if this can drop below $2 or down to $2, that would be a 25x, which would be pretty spectacular. And probably quite safe bet given the growth that they've had. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about climate change as well in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel. I want to get that percentage down of returning viewers that haven't subscribed. I want to get that percentage really, really low because it does a lot of really good things for the channel, not least of which is being able to get founders of projects on as well, have those conversations, figure out, find out where those projects are going, which I'm sure will be of interest to a lot of people. Guys, if you want to see the coins I own, come to copymycrypto.com. On that site, you can read everything, and it tells you everything I do, which is I share every coin I buy, I share every coin I sell, I share my portfolio. I have beginners tutorials, so anyone can get into crypto. There's no barrier to entry. I deep dive these markets, have done for 8 years. I pick winners, you can see from the spreadsheet. You can literally copy along without having to do any of the research yourself. I break down exactly why I'm in these coins, and you can copy along. I'm looking for the next Phantom, the next coin that I think can do 100x gains. When I find it, I'm going to go on the site and tell the members. I'm not going to create a Udemy course like I did last time. So if you want to get in on the next big coin, you've got to get on the site and read through. And everything is verifiable because it's all on the channel. The last thing, guys, Jesus, I mean, it feels like the last 72 hours has been CZ's long play to screw FTX. But let's be honest, FTX have been in it. Like, the whole thing is just a mess. So Binance scrapped its letter of intent to buy FTX as a result of corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged US agency investigations. We've decided that we will not pursue the acquisition of FTX. In the beginning, our hope was to be able to support FTX's customers to provide liquidity, but the issues are beyond our control or ability to help. Every time a major player in an industry fails, retail consumers will suffer. We've seen over the last several years that the crypto ecosystem is becoming more resilient, and we believe in time that outliers, the misused use of funds, will be weeded out by the free market. I mean, the whole thing's mad. Again, so Binance's withdrawal of its offer capped a whirlwind day and a half in which the largest crypto exchange by volume agreed to bail out its troubled rival by Binance saying it would sell off, but this was caused by Binance saying it would sell off all of its FTX holdings. CoinDesk had reported earlier that FTX's sister company, Alameda Research, had much of its balance sheet assets in FTT. FTT has plunged enormously over the past few days. Anyone that's got funds on FTT are probably very concerned right now. It's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show. And it feels like everyone's to blame here. FTT, FTX, the way they've handled customer funds has been horrifically bad. The way that Binance effectively dumped on the market all FTT caused an enormous crash, then said they'd bail them out, then retracted that statement, has caused FTX to have enormous problems, and as a result, all users are probably having problems. This is a really weird scenario, and it's probably going to have ramifications for a while. Let's see how it goes. If you are a holder of FTX, or if you are a user of FTX, I hope you're okay. And I really, I'd send emails and I'd try and expedite getting your funds off that exchange as fast as possible, because the problem is going to be there for a while. They could go the way of Celsius, so something to be aware of. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.